Hello everyone and welcome to Spotting Gaming and my playthrough of Resistance Fall of Man on the PlayStation 3. So, this game came out a long time ago. In fact, this is the original, my original copy. This came out with the PS3. I distinctively remember it came out as a bundle, I think. I may be wrong, but I distinctively remember getting this game with the PS3 and hating it because it was... I'm not a first-person shooter kind of person. But yeah, this game came out with a PS3, so what, 2007? It's 2020 when this is recorded. So yeah, a long time ago. Doesn't that make you feel old? So, before we kick this off, disclaimer, I haven't played a PS3... No, I haven't played a first-person shooter on a console for about 10 years. So yeah, unfortunately, this game doesn't. It's not on the PC. I'll be if I downloaded an emulator. It's or something. I can't remember what the emulator's called, and you can use keyboard and mouse for that. But I'm not doing that. I'm not pissing around it. I tried it before, and it's either laggy or just full of bugs, and it's just not worth it. So you're gonna see me struggle effortlessly at trying to aim with a fucking controller because I suck at using controller. I've not used a controller for ages. Not for first-person shooters anyway. Platformers, fine. First-person shooters, I'm keyboard and mouse. I'm that kind of person. But yeah. So before I click continue or campaign, there's something I want to change, and that's these. Look at this dog shit control scheme. This control scheme was invented by somebody who hates themselves and hates everybody else. This was designed by me. And look at the awful fire. Who fires with R1 and L2? R1 and L1, sorry. Fucking hell. Like, crouch is a trigger. That's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. And if, in fact, crouch should be like R3 or something. And instead they've put R3 as voice chat. I mean, come on now. That's just, that irritates me beyond measure. So yeah, I'm going to change all this to something that suits me more comfortably, and I'll be back in a sec. So yeah, stay tuned. Radio chaps, this is what I've gone for. Classic back triggers for firing. Your zoom unfortunately has to be toggle only. It's a fire and forget sort of thing. You have to keep pressing it to turn on and off, which is really annoying. And crouch is the opposite. Crouch you have to hold for it to actually crouch. If you let go, you stand back up. Crouch and toggle need to be reversed. But unfortunately, you can't do that. Another thing that sucks in this game is the sensitivity. I don't know which one's X and Y, so let's go for up and down is incredibly slow. Left and right is way too fast, and you cannot change one without changing the other. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, I mean, I'm complaining already about this game's awful control scheme. They need to see what Sony's never done is they've never remastered any of the Resistance trilogy. It's an amazing trilogy, and they've never touched it after they've made it once. It's really annoying because this game, if this game came out was remastered, not remade, I don't want them to change the story like they did with some games. They just need to like remaster it with some better controls, making the game look less like a brown mush. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the game, and you can see how awful I am at it. There's no way in hell I'm playing this on hard. Fuck that. I remember this game being bollocks hard. And coupled with the annoying control scheme, I'm going to go for medium because I'm that kind of guy. No, because I'm not a heathen. Can't play with inverted. That's for when you're flying. So yeah, this should have subtitles, unless I didn't click subtitles. I'll try and shoot up through the cutscenes anyway.
The Chimeran threat began in Russia.
Nope, I didn't.
The origin of the virus is unknown, but its effects were devastating and swift. In the 1930s, reports of biological experiments began leaking out of Russia. Then reports of villages destroyed overnight. Then entire cities. We feared the Russians had developed a weapon of unparalleled power. The truth was far worse. The Chimera stayed sealed within Russia for over a decade. Then, in 1949, they launched an attack that overwhelmed all of Europe in a matter of weeks. For several months we thought England was safe. But in October of 1950, the Camaro burrowed under the Channel. We had prepared for them, but in 3 months' time, the war was lost. We abandoned the cities to the Camaro and retreated to scattered military bases and outposts. The Camaro had won. On July the 11th, 1951, the Americans launched an assault on the eastern coast of England. On the second wave of that assault was a sergeant named Nathan Hale. The actions of that soldier have become a matter of both scrutiny and myth. What follows are the known events of his life, from July 11th to July the 14th, the day he was last seen. Soldiers had no idea what they would soon be facing. The US government had sealed its borders in 1950. Radio waves and newspapers became state property. Only the highest levels of their government knew the truth. The operation was an exchange. The Americans were bringing supplies and tanks into York. We were giving them our one secret weapon, something we could offer that they couldn't build themselves. I was the commander of the convoy team that was to meet the US soldiers. We were ambushed in Manchester on the way to the rendezvous. There was no way to warn the Americans. They were on their own in York, fighting an enemy they knew nothing about. We never learnt exactly what happened there. All we know is that Nathan Hale was the sole survivor.
So dramatic. These poor bastards have no idea what they're walking into. The Gauntlet. Operation Deliverance, York, England. Funny enough, York looks like that nowadays. A shithole. No offense to anyone living in York. Oh, dude. Boop. Come on, generic US military man. Kind of sounds like bloody Nolan North. So these are the Camaro, these weird looking dudes. Oh damn. So I have a oh, where did these come from? Did these guys just spawn in a box? Yeah, so I have a the PS3 controller I'm using isn't very well. It's kind of knackered. It's been broken for a long time, and I refuse to buy a new one because the chance of getting a fake are way too high. Plus, they're really expensive, and I'm not made out of money. I have a third-party controller. It's a very nice controller, and for some reason in this game the analog sticks work very odd. They don't give you the ability to fine tune like I can on this, where I can slow down my my aiming. On my third party one it's really quick and I just can't get used to it. It might be because it's in the shape of an Xbox controller, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's Microsoft's way of saying fuck you for taking our controller design. Who knows? But yeah, I'm stuck with using a shitty PS3 controller. Mind you, it's doing alright. So yeah. This game 2007 when this game came out, and it falls in line with every game that came out in this kind of era where everything is brown. You know, like if you look back at OG PS3 and Xbox 360 when that came out, like Gears of War and stuff, their games are the same color scheme, like the same color palette. They're just all brown and shitty. It's like they didn't know what green was or blue. It's so funny. So yeah, this is your awful aim down sights. It's just a toggle zoom, and it does not help. Like I said, it's too sensitive for me anyway. I like my controller a bit more slower. I prefer to move my character and aim slowly instead of staying stationary and needing to move my gun around. It just doesn't work on this game, unfortunately. So yeah, but yeah, Chimera, these ugly fucking these dudes here. That's not crouch. All right. I pressed circle because what did I play last? I had circle for crouch. Something I played recently did. Oh well. Whatever it was. Yeah, so these are your Chimera. God, needed to hold crouch to crouch. What kind of bastard designed that? Your crouch should be a toggle. You should press it and you stay crouched until you press it again. Yeah, look at these fish men. They remind me of what are the Convine on from Half-Life. They kind of look like that. Look at him. Oh, he looks so cute. Yeah, the characters changed quite dramatically from the first game to the third game. Not in terms of looks, but in terms of like interactivity. Like I'm pretty sure in like, the third game you could shoot these off the back and stuff. But obviously they don't really do it. I'm sure you can. Or they might be able to do it in this one. It's been a long time since I played this game. So there should be some guys spawn around there. Yeah, look at him. Look at that bastard. Right, you stand still next to that grenade, you dumbass. So, yeah, so what this game does really annoyingly is the first half of this game, the first half of this level, should I say, there's no health. You can't heal. Oh, man, toasty. There's always a toaster moment in every game I play. That's weird. And kind of sickening. Yeah, thankfully the enemies aren't that smart. They're annoying, but my health, by the way, is on the left-hand side, and that will stay low until I die, which will probably be soon. Because as I said, you can't heal. There is no standstill to heal like you do in like COD and stuff. You have to. You don't get to heal until after this level, which is very annoying. I love how these just go on generic army man. Oh, you're not gonna blow up? Ah, this guy in front of me normally gets exploded. So there's a couple of guys up here. The thing is, like, if you don't make it inside, then they will just keep. They'll just keep spawning. Unfortunately. I'm in a really bad position. Hey, hello, grenades. Yeah, I'm in a bad position now because I've got no bloody health. Well, hopefully I can trigger a... Oh, are they dead? Oh no, that guy's not dead. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, the first, like... I think it's about the first 20 minutes of this game is no heals, which is very annoying. But luckily enough, when you respawn, you get full health. Stop being bullet spongy, you assholes. Guy in here. Oh crap, I've got no bloody grenades. No wonder that button's not working. Fuck you. I need to go and get... Where did I see... Oh god, I don't believe crouch doesn't toggle. It's fucking so annoying. It's really annoying. In fact, it annoys me more than it should. If it's nice and quiet now, we've murdered everyone. There you go. Yeah, the secondary ammo on this game is very scarce. Like, you get, did I get like 3 grenades on my rocket? My fucking whatever this carbine I think it's called. And unfortunately, I mean, yeah, you don't pick up very many. You actually survived. Holy shit. Can't have no survivors, mate. Remember what the report said? Only I survived. Look how these guys look literally identical. Can I? Invulnerable. No wonder he survived. That guy's gonna kill me soon, isn't he? He's gonna sneak up behind me and put a knife in my back. To be honest, I deserve it. I really want some secondary ammo, but I don't think I'm gonna find any. Oh. No. Oh well. Yeah, from what I remember in this. He's not dead. I really want there to be a proper zoom, not a toggled zoom, but an actual zoom. Oh, that was all right. Lucky enough, I'm going to cut out a lot of these deaths, so you're not going to see how many times I actually die. Oh. Oh, bastard. I threw that. Get out of the way, dumbass. Bloody generic army man, just fucking standing in the way. This is why you're dead. You're fucking useless. I don't know if that guy stays there. There's a guy around the corner. Might just run at them and melee them instead. That'll show them. Yeah. Good strats. Smack him with the butt of your gun. That'll fucking show him. Wait a minute. Was this always down? That was the room where you got the grenades from. Oh, it wasn't. This must be the... I'll be next door. There's some intel on the floor there. These little folders. Guidelines of conduct in foreign territory. You are now ambassadors of your country. That's good to know. Remember the chain of command. All intelligence is reported to your superior officer. Okay. If there's no US officers present, keep it to yourself. It is impolite to criticize your host. It is militarily stupid to criticize your allies. Remember the basic security rule. Name, rank, serial number. Bollocks. I never understood that. That just leads to more... Like... The hell in God's name was that? Name, rank, serial number. I mean, it's a good bluff, I know, but when someone's ripping your toenails off you know, and pulling your teeth out of a pair of pliers. You know, there's only so much a human body can take before it necessarily gives up the goose, so to speak. There you go. So this is our first new gun. Best gun in the world, the Bullseye. The Bullseye is a Chimeran main battle rifle. It has a rapid cyclic fire? Cyclic? The fuck does that word even mean? It reads weirdly. Anyway, it has high damage. Press R1 to fire a homing tag. Basically, your alt fire is a little beacon you put on an enemy. As long as that beacon's in an enemy, all your bullets will go to that enemy. Beacon doesn't last very long, but it lasts long enough to normally kill most of these. But it's tagging them, that's a pain in the ass because of how janky the controls are. Let's try again. Man, they're so relentless. It's really annoying how relentless the enemies are in this. Oh. Can't fire my gun. Yeah, like these zombie guys, they don't serve as a distraction at all, like most games would. Like the enemies are always shooting you as the main character, and they seem to ignore everybody else. It's very unfair sometimes. Like if I could have crouch as a toggle instead of needing to hold it, it'd make this game much more interesting. Not easier, but it would make it more. In fact, it would make it more easy if I could just toggle crouch and not have to hold like crouched. Then again, I wonder if that's why crouch is. Huh. I was thinking, I wonder if that's why crouch is one of the triggers instead of the actual analog stick. Okay, I changed crouch and zoom. Crouch is now L2, which is very, very confusing for my poor, tiny brain. But, you know, I'll try and see if it's any better. Line medic observation. Creatures entered through the airway. Some remain outside to mend injuries. The injuries are self-inflicted bruises and lacerations. Victims compulsively try to tear the creatures out of themselves. Holy shit. Comatose state. No pain response. Rapid shallow breathing. Static pupils. A feverish temperature. Profuse sweating. Dehydration appears inevitable if they remain where they lay. Enemies sometimes kill outright. Holy shit. That's just brutal. Other times infects bodies, leaving them comatose. Found 2 uninfected corpses with flesh almost entirely eaten away. Infected bodies are left alone. So these creatures they're describing, I'm pretty sure they're like scarab looking things that swarm. I think they are. Creatures entered through the airway. Yeah, we'll see them in a few minutes, what it's talking about. It's kind of confusing reading it and not knowing what what it means. But seeing as I know what it means, it makes sense. So I can crouch now and move without needing to hold a stupid. I'm seeing if that's. It just feel a lot easier. Maybe it's just. I'm throwing grenades all over the place. That's not how you grenade, man. bastard. God, you're so fucking squishy in this game. They put me all the way back here. Shit cock. Bloody bastards. So the bullseye, it's an interesting weapon, but at the moment it's bloody useless. Oh my god for that. That bottleneck. Fucking hell.
Sergeant Hale! Looks like you're spotting them. Come on. Depot, double time.
Yeah. So when I jump down, it should fade out, and this is the end of the level. So yeah, this is the only part of the game where I absolutely struggled on. No other part of the game that I remember is super hard, except this fucking tiny bit. Just the start of this game makes people not want to play it. I mean, I struggled on this game because I'm fucking terrible at first-person shooters. In fact, I may have struggled because I find it difficult to remember that L2 is set to crouch. Very weird. It's a very weird button, but yeah. Let's continue. Anyway, before we begin, the creatures that we're talking about in the last intel we read, you should be introduced to them soon. In fact, I think it's in the next cutscene. Any time today? Wait for it. There we go. And it does a very weird fade out. I don't know why the game developers decided to fade out. Very weird.
Captain, you seeing this? What the hell is that?
That is wrong on every level.
No one knows exactly how Hale was infected by the Chimeran virus. Our only clue is a journal entry recovered from the body of a US medic. It says that he encountered a number of comatose soldiers in a dry creek bed. One of the soldiers, a sergeant, suddenly woke up. Unlike the other soldiers, his body had no wounds at all. The sergeant refused any kind of medical examination, insisting on catching up to the rest of the company. If that sergeant was in fact Nathan Hale, then he remains the only known person to wake up after being infected. Whether the Chimeran virus mutated within him, or whether his body had an innate resistance to it, remains a mystery.
So they're the creatures that... I'm pretty sure they're the creatures that the intel we read from the medic was talking about. People were trying to tear them out of themselves, but they're at least the good thing is they didn't go inside the ear, up the nose, or inside the eyeballs, like you see a lot of weird insect horror movies do. It's very creepy. Still though, in your mouth. But yeah, the refusing a medical examination should have flagged him straight away. Yeah, you know, to outright refuse to be examined is it's a very suspicious thing for him to do. But yeah.